Can you make a compact flying coaster? I'm sorry, that is such a dumb question when F.L.Y at Phantasialand is already just that. Who the hell wrote that in the script? Let's reformulate that. Can you make a compact flying coaster in Planet Coaster 2? Well, Frontier has given me early access to the new silver screen pack that comes out on the 19th of August, and despite wanting to try all of the new exciting track rides and flat rides they added to the game, I only had time to do a small and compact Vekoma new gen flying coaster. Did I succeed? You'll have to watch the video to find out, and let me know in the comments, so leave a like if you're excited to watch it and subscribe for more exclusive early access projects next time a DLC comes out. Alright, let's have a look at what I'll be working with for this video. Contrary to my usual coaster builds, the first thing I've built today was this station because of the new gen Flyer's loading setup with the track on its side. To accommodate for that, I decided to have an onload and offload joined together like a hairpin to make it an awesome architectural centerpiece where you can see the trains go from one station to another when you're off-ride. For that, I chose to dress the whole thing up in a sort of hopeful eco-brutalist architecture, creating two stations with arched roofs and solar panels joined by a big planter in its center and a semicircle at its end where a water feature and the coaster's name are also found. Gold Skies really alludes to that hopeful sentiment that I'm going for, because when I think of flying, I think of serenity and letting go of your worries, but also going to foreign places, hence the tropical foliage I used around the project. On the left of the station, you'll find a shaded cattle pen queue line and the staff access that brings you to the maintenance bay for the ride where the vehicles can be offloaded for the off-season. And on the backside of the station is where the trains depart and arrive, which created a great opportunity to have the moments when the train switches from sitting to flying and vice versa interact with one another while transitioning. This is also where the departing train will see a little minimalist artwork of a coaster painted on the side of the maintenance building to create visual interest, while the arriving train will be facing the layout it's just been through. We then arrive at our transfer track, which is pretty unique as it isn't the brake run that slides but the pre-launch section, which is here to allow all cars to roll into the flying position before reaching the LSM fins. I originally wanted both the pre-launch track and the brake run to slide together, but realized that the other side was slightly off, so I changed it to have only one side slide while the other is simply supported by the same structure. And this brings us to the ride area that I'll have to work with, and looking at it from above you'd think it's pretty large, but look closer and you'll see that it's basically the width of our station and about 3 trains long, which means that we're gonna have to get creative. Let's start with an element that looks like a horseshoe mixed with a top hat, which will be our highest point of the ride, with it being 20 meters tall, and it is so overbanked that this technically counts as our first inversion already. We then enter a camelback that lifts riders into the back of their seats with mad airtime before plummeting down towards the water into a forceful turn leading to a more sustained airtime hill. After that, it's time for our second inversion of the layout with a classic roll with the signature flatness of Vekoma inverts to give it that slight pop of airtime at its apex. Following our roll is a nice 3.2G helix that ends in an airtime bump going under the previous roll and rising into a tiny airtime pop once again. From there we turn into another airtime pop and we get to our second roll for our third inversion, but this time on the opposite side of the other roll for good measure. To wrap up our layout, I did one final overbanked helix intertwined with the previous one, which leads under the roll, then a small bump gets us to the brake run, which completes the layout of our Vekoma flying coaster. This may seem like a short layout because of the footprint that it takes, but this is actually 689 meters long, or 2,260 feet for my feet lovers, which is a little more than half of F.L.Y's layout, which makes sense given ours only has the one launch going for it. In general, it may seem boring off-ride, but it's actually pretty eventful during the ride experience, oscillating between forceful moments and floaty ones which give it a nice pacing. But with floating track, let's quickly add custom supports to our ride, and chance would have it that I've made a Vekoma STC fairly recently for my Megapark belt floor. Check out the video if you haven't already, so I mostly reused the same support structures that I made for that one with additional ones to better work with our unique clearance and elements. And there we go, Gold Skies, our Vekoma new gen flying coaster, is now complete and ready to be uploaded to the workshop, so you can all download it with the share code that I'll add to the description once the silver screen pack releases. A quick word on my impressions of the pack and the update, since I think there is a ton of positive stuff to be said. Let's start with the flyer model since it is the subject of this video. I frankly frankly did not expect to like it that much. Being a theme park enthusiast first, my eyes were drawn to all of the other rides, but the flyer is incredible despite the building process taking a little bit of getting used to. It feels graceful going around the layout much like F.L.Y in real life and is a unique state-of-the-art ride system that is very welcome to the game. The flats are fantastic as well, possibly the best collection of flats in any DLC so far, with my only critique being the mandatory start animation for the dynamic motion stage being a little too intense to begin the ride with. This is feedback that I've already sent to one of my contacts at Frontier, so hopefully we'll see that being changed to a subtler start at some point. Track rides is where the silver screen pack really shines in my opinion, and despite not really caring about the tram tour, I care deeply about the Kuka arm and the slot car ride. In fact, I wanted to make one of the latter, as you can see from this custom Ferrari Testarossa inspired vehicle, but sadly I bit off more than I could chew as I had to finalize the latest episode of my Megapark series during the first few days of early access and didn't have enough time for a highly themed dark ride like the one I envisioned. I did not get to build with the new silver screen theme yet, so I frankly have no idea what it's worth, but I do know the studio's theme very well, and this is a genuine godsend for realism builders such as your favorite Friendly Frenchman. Finally, Update 11 is really good beyond the surface level of the new food stands, the ride photos on slides and track rides, and wait time boards, because a sneaky game-changing change is that every single piece in the game now scales all the way up to 500% and at least all the way down to 20%, which will revolutionize dark rides, I'm sure. This is definitely my favorite DLC yet, and I must say that if you're into heavily themed experiences, that will be a great one for you as well. He says while he's done a completely unthemed flying coaster for the video. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot, you probably want to see a POV of Gold Skies now, don't you? Well, there you go, my friends. Let's end the video with a bang. I present to you Gold Skies, my Vekoma new gen flying coaster. And voila! This is it for yet another early access build that I've made for you all. A huge thank you to Frontier for giving me access to all of this early, and especially to Sophie, who's been our new contact throughout this experience, and she's been doing an incredible job, guys, it must be said. If you've enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like to support my hard work, write a comment to tell me what excites you the most about this pack, and subscribe to the channel for more exclusive early access projects next time a DLC comes out. If you enjoy my work, consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel supporter to get sneak peeks at what I'm working on, and you can even become a VIP supporter to get early access to POVs and chat with me daily about my progress in the VIP Discord chat. You can see all of the legends who joined already within my Megapark Bell floor, and if you'd like to join these fine folks, the link to do so is in the description, where you'll also find the link to join my Discord server. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Yen, your favorite friendly Frenchman, and as always, you've been awesome, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.